Hello, everyone, and welcome to Calm. It's timMy time. I'm your host, Alvin, and I'm thrilled to have you join us on this journey. Come and learn more as we navigate the depths of knowledge and understanding about children with special needs. So, whether you're a parent, caregiver, friend, or just someone with a heart for children, you're in the right place. Get ready for heartwarming stories, insightful conversations, and a whole lot of joy. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and uplifted on Calm. It's timMy time. So for today, in our pilot episode, I thought it'd be really good if we can, have a chat with our Blue Rooms manager, Megan, to get to know her a little bit better, and also to be able to, talk to her a little bit about this podcast and also what is happening right now in the Blue Rooms for those of you who are interested. So hi, Megan.
Hi.
So Megan, maybe you could start with telling us a little bit about self.
So I've been an educator for I think 13 years now. So my background is I'm an educator in early years education. And how I came to the Blue Rooms was just saw a notice about finding a manager. So I inquired and emailed Alvin, and I find that it's very interesting. It's actually the first time hearing about a toy library. Yeah, so I wanted to know more what was like the job scope and like what is actually timMy about. And when I heard about timMy, I was very amazed by the mission and vision that timMy has. So, and also it's like, special need is something that I've learned. I've met different children with different maybe disabilities, but it's not really like my strength, It's not something that I would say I will be very confident area of my confidence. Yeah. So it was something really, really like attracted me. Yeah. I think I'm the kind of person that I like to learn a lot, learn more. So I find that, wow, just the purpose of how timMy came about when Alvin shared to me, it really, really inspired me lah.
Well, maybe I can ask you this question because you've been running the Blue Rooms for what, like a few
Yes.
months already, right?
7 months.
7 months already. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, what's been happening in the Blue Rooms? Could you share a little bit about what's been happening?
Okay, so currently in the Blue Rooms, we have of course the toy library, right? So we have parents coming in to borrow the toys, loan the toys, and also during this period, it's not just them coming and pinjam the toys, but also is actually having conversation with them lah. Updates on their children, how's their children doing, and actually a lot of advice and progress. How are they doing in school? How are they progressing, and actually what are their needs? Like for example, what are their needs that they want to pinjam the toy? What is their current development? So a lot of advice, a lot of engagement with the parents who come. And also we are also going to have some activities that are going to happen soon, because it's going to be school holiday for some actually international schools and some schools. So we are going to have some activities planned, and children are going to come and use the toys and do some fun stuff in the Blue Rooms. Yes.
Cool. Sounds quite fun. How has the responses of the parents so far? Because I think when it comes to our society and also what we want to achieve, we are trying to also support the parents mainly. And I know we've had a chance to talk to one or two parents,
Yep.
and also trying to connect with them.
Yes.
How so far you feel has been the response from the different parents who we've been able to connect with?
Actually, when they hear about timMy, right, and when I share with them about what we do and what we have, right, like the maybe like the parent support group. We also have a parent support group. So actually, they are very, very keen and very excited for the parent support group. Even though we have some parents that have yet to join the parent support group, but they're actually like looking forward. Actually, recently, I think 2 days ago, I just added like Alvin and I just added like a few parents in our parent support group. And it's they feel very heartwarming when they know like, oh, there are other parents there. Like, oh, it's not just about the toy library. Actually, we have others like, a support group Yeah, they say, oh, kind of first time hearing about this. They hear about other kind of support group and whatever, about mental, sometimes mental health or something. But for special needs, it's kind of like new for them. So they were like, wow, I want to be in that, I want to be in that group, that support group. So I talked to them, and a lot of them are really keen. So we are actually, going to do more lah for our parent support group lah. In hopes that, our purpose actually for the parent support group is also to let, parents don't feel alone, feel like, wow, there are many other people that, can support me. So actually, the parents are very, very excited and keen lah about this. Yes.
Cool. Thanks so much for sharing, Megan. I think we've been getting a lot of good news, right?
Yes.
From different ones. I mean, small,
Yes.
not a lot, but
Yes.
but very, very meaningful.
Correct.
So I guess for people who are thinking about, I mean, it's just March of 2024.
Yep.
What can people look forward to in 2024 in this year?
So we have something very exciting. Yeah, mid-year, which is in July, July 27. So we'll be having our timMy Autism Conference. Yeah, so I think this will be very exciting for not only parents, I think practitioners and those who even want to learn more about special needs. Yeah, you guys should come lah. Yes, come, and the details will be given out later. We are still in the midst of planning, so I think that I will encourage, like, those who are listening to this podcast, even you may think like, oh, I know nothing about special needs, that's why you should come. Yeah, and also another thing is actually we are also, just now you say what is happening in the blue rooms. Yeah, I forgot about this. We're actually looking for therapies also. Yeah, so if anyone knows no therapies, you guys can recommend. Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we are looking forward to is we want to try to at least start coming to a place that we can offer assessments, because we realize that's something very important. I mean, personally, I feel, it is a bit of a taboo subject still, unfortunately, in our society. But I realize when you talk about going through challenges, right? I listened to another podcast, and there's this doctor that uses this term and this line. Dr. John Deloney, he always says that facts are your friends, and when you know, then you know what to do. It helps you, especially when you're in a place where it's very frustrating or challenging or stressful. But what you know, and when you know your options, you know that actually there are ways forward, or steps that you can take, or solutions that you can take that will definitely help you and your child, or you and your family. So more information helps, providing assessment is also something that we want to do, because we also do know that, as much as there are things like other people doing it as well, we also know that it's quite pricey.
Yep.
And our heart is always to try to make it affordable, or at least reasonable for the parents. So that's something we are trying to explore. Yeah, so if anybody knows any therapists, any organization that wants to partner with us, we're very open to do that. You could consider it as like either a CSR thing, or because we want to try and help people at the end of the day. Cool. Thanks so much for sharing, Megan. I'm looking forward to the conference. I think we had something last year. It was quite cool. We had, not a lot of people again, about 55 people, but so far the responses that we got from the conference has been very encouraging. Also because we price it quite low lah. This year it might not be as low because we want to offer more things. But it has been quite cool so far with the different people that have joined us. So yeah, if you're interested, you want to know a little bit more, you don't really have to be an expert, but knowing a little bit more would definitely help.
Yeah, also just want to ask a little bit on how this podcast came about, and also what do we want to achieve with setting up this podcast for those who are listening. Yes.
In my own journey, with my son, my family, and going through this journey of caring for an individual with special needs, precious individual, I realized that there is unfortunately sometimes a lack of information, or not the right information. So I think that there is no harm to continue to share information, more so sharing stories, so that we can inspire one another, so that we can support one another. I think that's very important. And I mean, in this day and age, I think a lot of people do listen to podcasts. So we're kind of like just experimenting it and trying out to see if this works. It's a viable way to share information or, inspiring stories to people. And also, in a way, it's kind of like my line, because I'm in the video line, something I'm familiar with that, hopefully I can use my own skill set to, support and share with people either options or ways or ideas. Because I also, it's a form of bringing awareness to the topic.
Yes.
And in Malaysia, because we're Malaysians, mainly, this is something that people don't really talk about, or even if they do, it's very like small bursts here and there. Maybe we talk about during Autism Awareness Conference. But I'm hoping something consistent will be able to help people. At the end of the day, it's just to help people, to give people information. That's the least we could do. And in this format. And hopefully through this, who knows, we can make more connections, talk to more people, share more ideas, especially things that work. And that's the main idea for this podcast. Yeah.
So it's practically like another kind of support.
Yeah, it's another kind of support.
Connection. Building connection. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. So yeah, Megan, I think we've come to the end of our pilot episode. It's been very interesting talking to you. And for all our listeners out there, hopefully you will subscribe to us and check us out. And we'll probably try to deliver more content to you in the future. But we want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Calm, It's Timmy Time, where we delve into this world to support children with special needs. And I'm Alvin, your host, and it's been a privilege to spend this time with you. And our tagline is, remember, our tagline is, it takes a kampong to raise a child. I mean, to parents out there, you might feel alone, but you don't have to go through this journey alone. So until we meet again, let's continue to nurture understanding, spread kindness, and embrace this journey with open hearts. This is me, Alvin, signing off from Calm, It's Timmy Time.